Hello, hello, beautiful souls. We're just going to chit chat a little bit, wait for a few of you to pop on. I think next time I'm gonna do a poll again to really tap into hours. Definitely for July, like I don't mind popping on like a Saturday here and there if that works for like the majority of the group, right? Like the poll will obviously go with majority of votes, or the same thing, like if you guys want me to do like a 6-7 p.m. like occasionally, I can do that. Obviously whenever you guys are creating, you do want to tap into like what feels the best for you, right? And of course what works for you, but there's definitely like every other time and things like that I can work it out. So if more of you are able to be on a Saturday or in the evening or even early, right? Maybe it's that y'all work late. So anyway, yeah, we'll do like a poll or something like that for July's code. Hello, Lisa. You were just commenting about the confidence code, and I am trying to real quick while we're waiting for a few more people to pop on. I'm listening to this solfeggio track on Spotify, and the one that just happened to come on is 396 hertz liberation from fear. And literally in the confidence code, I remember so many times they were being specific about clearing definitely fear energy, but also variations of fear energy, which is it's actually the clearing variations of density is a really big thing that's coming through lately in the codes, and I'm going to be talking more on it. But I just want to pop that in here real quick because I think you guys should listen to it. Liberation from fear, solfeggio tone. All right, I'll play with that more later, but I did just share it. It might have shared the entire Source Vibrations group, but it's on there. I'll make sure. I think I said at the top what it is. This is another, again, I'm just kind of rambling right here at the beginning, waiting for a few more people to pop on, unless we mess with the comments in case people are commenting. Another thing that I am going to be playing with, because it's like I'm finally getting the go ahead that it's okay, is to start pairing some of the codes with music. Honestly, maybe that's why I'm getting this huge hit. So of course there's like licensing and things like that. There's also free use, things like that. So I just have to look into it a bit more. But the reasons why I never used to put music to them is because you know what, let me actually turn these off now. Because frequency codes are frequencies and music is frequency. So I never wanted them to be like, not tainted, tainted isn't the right word, but kind of mixed up with other frequencies, when obviously you want to feel and receive the pure energy of the codes. But now I'm getting the go-ahead that basically, just like I tap in and ask for all the other codes and all my other information, I mean, we're going into higher connections today, guys. So this is kind of like how I do what I do, is like my connection with the higher world, my higher self, higher source, God itself, and everybody. But what I'm hearing now is that I'm in the trust enough stage, I'm in the most receptive state where I can literally just be like, that's the hertz that is supposed to go with this. Like they will harmonically match instead of like vying for each other. That's a good word. It's not tainting, but I didn't want the frequencies to vie for each other. Yeah, so expect that. Awesome, Lisa. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, I just got these new playlists from this money work that I'm doing, because hell yes to money work. And yeah, they're it's so interesting what music can do to us. I was just listening to a Toxin one, and again, just like the codes, when it's actually harmonic music, like solfeggio and things like that. That's the thing with the codes. When it's actually harmonic, it's like not everything that people are putting out there is actually harmonic, and that's the difference between when you can feel it. But so this Toxin release one, I was like, oh, I was like, I can feel this in my body. I can feel like energy leaving my feet. So it's really cool. So that's again why like I'm being more tuned into what to actually listen to, and then what I can also confidently share with all of you beautiful people. So yeah, that's just about, a little bit about what's happening with the codes, really what we're going to, there's a lot of big mergings that are happening. I'm being called more and more to like be in my inner state, in this anapausis, as it's called, and it's kind of hard because like my energy, there's parts of me that want to like go out and create and do these things, and it's like, you're not ready. You're in a cocoon now. We're receiving. We're birthing. So I'm playing with that energies, but a lot is coming in that's going to be coming out soon. I think with that though, let's go ahead into like, the messages, the channel, the energy. Hi Vicky, it's beautiful to see you here. Of higher connections. I'm gonna take some water. We'll probably chat for like a minute or two, but I would like to get right into the code because the messages always come through in there anyway. So much water, guys. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stop saying that like it sounds silly to say this because it's actually an important recommendation, but please do up your water intake, and if you can, also your high vibrational foods like, fruits, especially live fruits, things like that, raw smoothies, raw juices, up them when you are doing deeper work. If you're in this like jam of the frequency codes and like Lisa said, the binaural beats, and like you're doing someone else's course with activations, please up the way that you're caring for your body as well, because of course we release and of course we purge, and all of the letting go is just 1,000 times easier when we actually have open pathways to letting the old emotions and the old energies and the old toxins leave our body. So that just wanted to come through as a big recommendation, especially again, like I said, when you're like, oh man, like I'm listening to the codes on repeat, like I'm just in this mode, this clearing. Whenever you get in that energy, know that it's also time to step up your physical care. So higher connections is really beautiful. I can already feel it. Of course, once I get the name, it's like I'm playing in the essence, right? And I can flow into that frequency and even start to anchor it in. And so why higher connections is so particularly beautiful is because we're not just going into like higher self today, which was kind of like commented and recommended when I asked, like, what are you guys working on? And so when I saw that request and that comment, I knew like it sounded right that we could go towards that direction with a code. But what came through in the discourse when I was sitting with it is that it's time, and especially this collective, you guys like are ready for an opening and a blossoming and really a merging with all that is. So when we're talking higher connections, we're talking Source Godhead itself, the Godheads, Mother, Father, Son, Daughter, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, the Ascended Masters, your particular benevolent beings, your particular spirit teams, the angels and the archangels that work with you, the benevolent elementals. We're talking about just higher dimensional, pure benevolence, always pure benevolence, but all the beings that we can, again, really merge with and meld with, again, because we've already had connections with these beings. In fact, we're far more intimate with them than not. It's like, we came down here into this incarnation and like separated, right? That's the illusion, this veil of separation. And so it's only in this forgetfulness that we don't know these beings, and that we don't know, again, ourselves too, because we are still tapping in to our higher dimensional and multi-dimensional selves, along with any other benevolent aspect that we want to. And I feel that that's super important because, we tend to have different yearnings or even particular missions with people. Some people who are more called to angelic energy, or some people who are, very aligned with Fey energy. And then some people who just, really want to create a relationship, again, with beings like Christ consciousness, Melchizedek. They're actually the same energies. But so many beings, right? Who am I working with intimately right now? Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Lakshmi, Parvati, Lord Ganesh. There's a lot of beings that are showing up in particular for me. So it's almost like what energy, what essence has been calling you, including your higher purpose and your higher self. Because those beings that are calling you, and again, including yourself, like hold keys for you and hold your own power and hold your own messages. And when we open up and literally can merge and meld and combine with those essences, that's when the things like the confidence, right, and the self-love and the empowerment, and even things like straight up prosperity, and our other goals truly become easier and just start coming into place because we hear and we know and we're aligned. Speaking of aligned, that is a whole nother, I might do a live in the big group, or I might write a big article. But briefly, I think this is important to talk about here before we go into the code, that being in alignment with your higher self and source itself and being high vibe are two completely different things. And you really need to be striving for being in alignment with your soul and with your higher self, because there's so much bullfuckery out there, guys, literally, about like just being high vibe and just raising our vibrations, and what can we do, to, again, even on this type of conversation, what can we do to, reach these higher realms and exist in these higher things. And it's not always candles and crystals and frequencies. It's alignment. It's, are you listening and tapping into your truth, to the truth that was destined to come down and flow within you? Are you following a path on earth that lights you up, and that isn't giving away your soul and your power, to other beings, to other people? So there's a huge difference. And when you're walking an aligned path, that means that you can have pretty shitty days because you're a human, and you can go on these life lessons and these roller coasters, if you will, and still be in your power and still be in your manifesting, because you are aligned to your ultimate path. So you're still just curving through and learning your lessons, but you're on your way. You're flowing on your path. You're not overtly trying to like pretend, let's say like everything's okay, or that, you know, my clear quartz, which is absolutely my favorite, and it will do tons of stuff for you, but acting like, you know, walking around with my new necklace is going to be the answer to my solutions, because it's not, because my answer is in my connection to higher source, higher self, higher all of it. And then it comes home and it resides here, so that I can feel when I've been knocked off my way, or when I am bending too much to another's will, when I've started to live in doubt and things like that. And that is when I can get back into my center and into my aligned path. And those bad days, things like that, they just become less and less, because you can feel it a mile away. Even when it's coming, when you're even starting to get off your path, you can feel it. And so that's really what we're going into today. We're going into the energy and the essence of being able to merge with all of the higher connections that you already know, that are yours, that are your intimate relationships, your family, your own soul essence. And we're going to, everything's getting warm, the head's really getting warm, so we're really going to get started here soon. And everything, it's like spidey senses on fire, just like come into your bodies. A couple of other codes will do this. It's kind of like, again, with the being aligned, what I was speaking, where you will know in your soul of soul, in your heart of hearts, when things aren't right. And you will be able to ask for clarity, ask for answers, and receive them again in your heart of hearts, so that you can correct a path if you've been off of it, right? You can find your way back to the path, or you can expedite the path. Remember the big energies that we were getting about asking for your path to be expedited, which I still only say to do that if you're ready for it. But it's really beautiful. It's like, it's seriously, this is going to help tune your entire body in to all of the beautiful higher wisdom that is available to you, because it is you. And it's really going to get to just embed in your body here, in your heart, in all of your cells, in all of your senses. So let's go ahead and, the comments. I hope you guys haven't been commenting. Oh, hi. Comments are always weird, guys. Sorry about that. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Vicky. It is so beautiful to have you on here. Get your kids some cookies. I think other Vicky got off. So Cindy, yeah, I mean, honestly, the clarity is a whole nother thing that I really need to talk about. I'm going through this whole life book process, which is literally asking yourself what you want and how you perceive life, like your best life, in 12 areas of life, like love, parenting, health, spirituality, character, right? That's a big one. And 6 others that I haven't gone through yet, and I can't remember what we're going to be moving through. Finances, right? Prosperity. And it's crazy, because going through this process makes me realize how much nobody does this. Like, this is what's wrong, is that we don't know what we want because we haven't actually asked and admitted to ourselves. So, like, this is why I say, when in other codes and in other works, like courses, when I talk about this, when we are asking for clarity, like, it's literally, it's not like asking your higher self to, like, tell you if you should move to, I was going to say Pennsylvania, but, well, yeah, y'all would say, am I moving? Right, I'm there. Should I move to Maui? Right? It's not asking really that. It's a core. Remember, it's feeling it in here. So it's it's connecting. This is what we're going to do. It's the connection to your source that aids the opening and the clarity to give you the energy and the vision and the clearing that you need. But the feeling is in here, right? The feeling is in here when you truly think about what a life in Maui would mean for you, or what a life in Pennsylvania would mean for you. And honestly, even though one sounds much better, to your heart of hearts, one might not be. Pennsylvania might be where your heart is and where everything is for you. So, and that's another thing, is that we have this like shiny world where it's like, oh, we should just want certain things, but we want it because like the TV wants it, and we want it because it's like the thing you're supposed to want. But we don't ever tap into like true soul self. So that's what codes, again, specifically, I know that this is going to do, because I've already sat with the essence. God, and I can't even remember, but there's definitely been a few other, I think Grace with Clarity. Didn't we just do that like 2 months ago? Tap back into that one. But it's a feeling. So you're really going to ask yourself the questions, the what do I want? And what I can try to do over the next few days or week, because I'm actually going away pretty soon, is shoot in some questions for you guys to ask yourself while you're listening and activating with codes like this. So that's the revelation, right? That's the truth. It's never about asking source for some answer. That's not ever what this is about. Why did we choose to come here in a veil? Right? If we were just going to be like, can you please tell me if I'm supposed to do this thing? It's about understanding it, right? Traveling interdimensionally, and understanding and feeling it vibrate from us. And that's our power. That's our confidence. So I will tap into and see if before I go away, I can, ask for like some of the most perfect questions that can really, journaling exercises that can really help you guys seek clarity in multiple areas of your life. Okay. We are going to go ahead and I'm actually going to take off this overshawl. It's been about 90 degrees where I'm at. Luckily, I'm not in one of those 110 areas in the country, but the sun still beams through and you can feel it. Okay, I'm going to drink a little bit more water and then we're going to get started. Yeah, it's been life-changing. I'm literally like 3 weeks into this process, and it's one of those things where I do not feel like the same person when I started 3 weeks ago. It's pretty crazy to get the clarity. But I know if I was just doing it on paper, like if I didn't have this level of connection, it wouldn't be the same. Like people in this course are struggling. And it's not like mine's been easy, gaining my own clarity and admitting to myself who I am and what I want. But it's been easier than I've been seeing a lot of people talk about. Okay, so now we're really gonna go in, my friends. Okay. Allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. Make sure you are comfortable in the space that you are in. We're already activating major clears. So the frequency code, higher connection, is beginning now. And they just wanted to notate that clear right before we officially went in, since the energy has been activated for a little bit now, was about self-esteem. The energy of why can't I do it? Why don't I know? Why is this hard for me? There's a struggle energy that comes with this self-esteem issues about where we are in our lives and where we think we should be compared to the Joneses. And so that is washing away as you are opening and connecting and recreating this sacred, sacred umbilical connection with the higher versions of yourself, as well as the benevolent higher beings that have always been and are now and will always be here for you, available for you to connect with. This alone aids clarity, purity, love, they're wanting to say. Self-love is a big energy that's getting imbued down. Remember I said the forehead is really hot, and so it's like they're saying it's like an imprint of love that's coming back into your third eye, coming back into your crown, coming back into your neurological system, as you feel in to this amazing column of light that literally is like your news feed, your library, your storehouse of all that you've ever needed. An infinite space of truth, wisdom, and understanding is flowing into your body now. So they want to notate that we're still clearing a particular energy, we're still clearing self-esteem, but an underlying energy of lack that resides in that self-esteem. And so this still goes on the same energies of, I should have been able to create more, why can't I create more, but particularly tied into lack. To the energy of not having enough. So that's where they want to leave that. Again, remember, when we are doing the clears, that they are dropping away from the body as the more pure connection is still flowing in. And I am being called to allow a minute or two of silence for this integration, as it's coming in pretty much like the align and assimilate of configuration, that same frequency, melding, merging, building into our bodies. So let's let that in now as we continue to clear out the lower energies of lack of self-esteem. So they're wanting to forth some messages about the way that this frequency is working with you, or really how the energy of higher connection works. So in many, many of the cases when you are able to truly experience a higher connection, a merging with these dimensional spaces that carry true wisdom, true love, truth in and of itself. It is because you are elevating and harmonically raising your entire system to be able to be on that level, to receive at that level. Again, to merge. Merge is a huge aspect of this code. To merge with your own higher self. So what we're experiencing is this light from within you it's going like up and out of your Sushumna column. Many of you who have a more open clairvoyance are likely seeing this little electric bolt start from like just below your eyes and then go up past your crown and through your column, because this is you, it's us, it's everybody, even those who are still working on their clairvoyance. This is what's happening to your frequency, is a merging higher, and we're elevating up to hear, to be, to experience reality from these higher states of being. It's rarely, honestly, the other way around, where the beings or even your own oversoul and things like that will come forth and come down. Even embodiment processes is your own body harmonically elevating and harmonically coming together. So it's easier to mesh and merge and be with your soul. So they just want to share that, because this is also why there's huge disparities between different levels of being. Let's say beings who are more spiritually awake, who can see certain truths, and again who are activating their higher clairs. It's literally because you are on a different wavelength, a higher bandwidth, so you can experience these realities. And as the entire planet is raising its bandwidth, when you do your work like this, it's just like you're ahead of the race, right? Like you're in first place because you're doing purposeful soul work, cellular soul work, while the entire planet is enjoying the sun solar activations, these beautiful ascension time activations. So they just wanted to notate that, and share what we're really doing. A beautiful harmonic merging with the higher realities, the higher dimensions. And massive crown activations and openings and gentle stirrings that are coming around and creating this beautiful enhanced spiral energy. Honestly, I haven't felt spiral activations like that since I believe the claircognizance codes inside Psychic Awakenings. So this is really beautiful, really powerful. Again, really tuning into the way that you know that, right? That's the confidence. That's where the doubt goes away. That's where you owning your truths and owning what you really want and owning your creations comes forth because you're open. This spiral is connecting to source itself, and there's an unlimited flow that can reach you. So even though I'm pretty sure this was the cognizance, so knowing is coming in and they really want to address this, this absolutely, all the clairs always activate each other. They're being very specific with the claircognizance, but know that very much this is creating beautiful openings and clearings in all of the spiritual technology in your body that funnels into your clairaudience, your beautiful sacred voice that tunnels into your sacred vision, and that, again, you know what, and like I was talking about at the beginning, that really funnels into your clairsentience as well, and allows you to literally feel when you're off your path, and then be able to seek the clarity that you desire and actually make the action steps to get back on your path, so that you can feel alive again here, so that we don't have to experience, you know, little mini soul deaths every day because we're not fulfilling and we're not truly living our own authentic versions of ourselves. There's many of you are, so there's massive clearings that are happening in the head, in the neck, and in these portals. They're also notating that it's going to do a big clearing in the fascia. Again, I know that happened in a few codes back. That's the electrochemical system. It's the way that you do feel, again, what's true and what's not for you. So that's going to be really big, and know that this can clear in a way where you might experience tensions needing to release, especially in the way of headaches. They're wanting to address the occiput in the back of the neck for a lot of stored up energy that's been kind of blocking the reception for many of us here. So they're saying that we're actually clearing the energy of rage, which is really interesting, because a lot of times rage and anger lives in the liver, but they're being very specific that this rage is clearing from the back of the head down the neck, which now I'm understanding and receiving that we're clearing out rage from the brain stem, which is also the lizard brain. Our reactionary nature, you know, that like, I'm sorry if that startled somebody, but that deep reaction that kind of just pulls from us. It's a primal energy. So that type of rage energy, especially, they're saying, in recent conditions, you know, things that this entire race, human race, species, everybody has just been put through. There's a lot of internal rage energy, whether that you've been addressing that or not, because what I'm actually feeling is that a lot of it's been suppressed, no matter how angry you've been over these last few years. Wow. So Buddha energy, Buddha just came through. I'm not surprised, since we're working on a higher connection energy, although in the codes we do work with the brothers and sisters of the light. Buddha is very much a beautiful teacher in the brotherhood, in the sisterhood. But they, you know, of course, in the codes, that they don't always specifically come through, but he made his presence very known and wants to still address his true peaceful, especially the middle way. He's wanting me to talk about the middle way. So when we've released this old, they're saying ancient but also recent rage energy from the stem, from the brainstem, which very much inhibits our true natures, you know, our true spiritual, connected, in tune natures. When we get into like a vibration of rage or fear or shame and all of that, it just knocks us off. We can't feel right. We can't be in tune right. So the Buddha nature, the peaceful way, the middle way, oh, this feels so good, is returning. Oh my, this is probably the most peaceful energy I've felt in a very long time. And I like live for peaceful energies. We're going to bring in some silence, my friends. Please enjoy this Buddha nature, the Buddha nature. There's a lot of clearing in the heart, in the nervous system. I feel for whatever reason when I'm saying the nervous system, they really want you to see the entire like spinal cord and tree system that runs throughout your whole body, not like the almost the thought form of the nervous system, but the actual trunks and trees and roots of your nervous system, as well as the arteries and the veins, of course, coursing from the heart, pumping through. There's a massive realignment and reharmonization of the Buddha medicine, the Buddha nature that's coming through to embed and to help with your very own higher connection. We are nowhere near limited just to the amazing energy that Buddha is presenting us, because you are open to connecting to all of the benevolent beings. But his energy is a blessing and a gift and a clearing to enable you to get to that zero, calm, neutral state that we live in when we properly channel and when we properly commune and when we properly receive. So that's what's coming through now. This is a very beautiful opening and coming together, true stillness. When we talk about the 0 point, I feel a lot of times that that's almost more ethereal too. It's a big word that kind of gets shared around, but it's an essence. it's your stillness. Again, this is where the knowing what path to take just is a knowing. It's almost like you won't even have these back and forth and these like big decisions in life anymore, because you're going to know. You're going to hear the thing, ask the thing, see the thing, meet the person, and it's literally going to be a yes or a no. And then there's always a not now, maybe later, right? Not saying this thing is bad for me, but it's definitely not a now. So this is the type of peace, of stillness, of clarity that comes through in having a true higher connection. They're really tapping into the heart. They just like want my hands to like just only touch my heart. Because it's, even though we're talking about higher connection, I never really want you to think that it's like, you know, whatever, 750 million miles up or beyond. It's just a different wavelength, a bandwidth. They're all right here. You're all right here. Your deceased friends and family, the ascended masters, the Godheads itself, everything. It's here. It's a vibrational frequency that we're merging with and being and becoming, that we're melding with. That's higher connection, soul connection. They just want to bring up that there's this massive lotus energy coming in, which is always a rebirth, very beautiful energy. I'm even going to go forth and say, because now I can fully see her, that the Kuan Yin energy is coming in. So at first I was actually seeing Buddha on a lotus, but Kuan Yin is actually, you know, said to be a female representation in some essences of the Buddha. And so now I'm fully seeing her. So her gift of compassion and wisdom is also coming forth in this energy. And again, just knowing that you can open up to any benevolent beings that you desire, but it is a very beautiful, warm, loving gift of the Buddha and Kuan Yin to come forth for us today. So we're going to start to allow this official transmission to taper off. They're just wanting to share one last big message of divine protection. Truly knowing how much you are looked after and protected. It's almost like a please don't forget this. Please don't forget that we see you, that we're here for you, that we hear you, that we can intercede and work with you when you ask us, when you merge with us, when you harmonically change your vibration to be able to hear, know, see, be with us. So just know that in your heart of hearts, in your soul of souls. And just one more big clear at the end, and I'm laughing because they're saying that we're clearing doubt, which is just obviously been a big theme that we've been talking about through the confidence. Clear a few days ago through belief, like the doubt of a human ego, believing that you literally are this magnificent, to have beautiful beings like the Kuan Yin and the Buddha and all of the other beings that you wish to connect with by your side, behind your back, leading you forward. You are that magnificent, and you do have this ability, you do have this truth, you do have this capability, this life. So we're just going to let that doubt cut out and clear out of ourselves there at the last minute. And now I'm going to open my eyes. Okay. I'm melting with love too, Cindy. I'm not sure exactly what that comment was directed to, what part, or if that was before we even got started, but I am absolutely melting with love. I think y'all can tell I didn't put any makeup or mascara on today because we've been clearing so much. Lately my clears have come through in yawns. Not lately, it's been a while, but it's so funny because it doesn't matter if I'm doing codes at 9 a.m., in the middle of the day, at 9 p.m. I'm not like walking through the day just like yawning and tired. The second the frequencies start, the second the activations start, we're clearing and I'm yawning and it's huge energy. So anyway, my mascara would be running and crying and look like I was crying by now because we're going so deep. We're clearing from the cells. That's also why we need the support of liquids. If you can get high vibrational, if you can get like oxygenated water and stuff like that, it would be even more amazing. Or charging your water with like selenite or quartz would really support these processes. So to anybody on or to anybody who will be on, please do comment. Please do tell me your experience, especially, sorry, I like randomly, there's like a water bottle that's like a sprayer that's like randomly leaking fluids, and like I haven't sprayed it all day. So anyway, that's really weird, like expansion energy. Okay, I'm gonna just move that really quick. That was weird. Yes, please comment, because not only are you sharing your experiences, but like we can dive into it, right? I can tap in to what's going on, what you may have saw, what you may have felt. Obviously, you can ask questions, right? That's the mentorship of this group, right? You know, stuff that I charge hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, depending on how you work with me. Ask your questions so I can be here for you. It helps us like open and expand and tap into deeper layers of ourselves, and it really helps your fellow activators, right? Like we've come together here for a reason. We're definitely sharing bonds of growth in particular, right? Ascension growth in particular. So do comment, take advantage of anything that you would like. I would love to hear your experiences. How did the Buddha energy feel when it came in? That beautiful, loving, compassionate Kuan Yin. How did somebody else come in for you? Let's share your energies, share your experiences, and we would just see you soon. I'm gonna start. I'm trying to do something where like I pop in at the beginning of the month and then mid-month, and then end of the month. I'm trying to like really curate it. So it's like that. So basically even moving up to more touch points, for the group, probably like Oracle and Energy at the beginning, and then a mid recording, and then like a live, something like that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, the yawning, Cindy. So those are clears literally every time that you do that. Like I'd say, besides if you're literally in bed at night, or you see someone else yawn. But those are clears. Those are cellular clearings and activations, and it's density, right? It's stuff you don't want in your body that is clearing out. So like, the activations are working. A lot of people burp, you can get itchy. A lot of people get like activations like that. And there goes a burp, that's funny. But yeah, so again, this is cellular work, so it's actually very visceral. So in most all cases, especially you guys in this group, you're gonna feel it, you're gonna be releasing, in purposeful ways. And yes, Tracy, I think it was, literally just asked about a peace code. I don't even think when you rewatch this that I actually commented back. It's a thing I have too. It's like, oh, I'm gonna comment back in a few minutes, but then it's in my head. Anyway, the peace energy, she like asked if I had a peace code, and the only other one I have is peace and joy, which is amazing. And that's only in my Frequency Codes Evolution. That's my giant signature course, which is coming back in October. But this, this, like, you know, that's so funny. I'll have to re-listen to that because I'm almost starting to think that that was Buddha energy too. I'm gonna have to re-listen to that one now. But yes, melting. It was like, thank you, reprieve, thank you, nervous system clearing and melting away. Thank you, Buddha energy. So yes, I was very much melting at that too. I think that's it that I have here today for you beautiful souls. As always, thank you for being here, you know, of course live and of course later when you guys watch it. When you come back, do comment again. Know that I'm here for you. I love you, and it's just, you know, what a wonderful time to be alive, despite the ups and downs. And that's this is another thing with the higher connections. It's like, even in the midst of trials, life is amazing with open spiritual connections. Like, there's times when I'm going through the most craziest things, and then during the most craziest world times where it's like, I don't know how I would do this without having this rock solid spiritual higher connection. You know, this is why, like, people literally go crazy and, like, can't do life, you know, mental breakdowns and so on and so forth. When you cultivate that inner system, that inner peace, it doesn't mean that you don't get rocked by life events. It means that you come back in much quicker and faster ways. And that eventually, yes, it's not, I mean, right, it's like nobody's escaping death, right? Like, it's stupid to say that you're going to have so much inner peace that you're not going to have pain from, like, people passing or big things happening, right? We're not bypassing anything here. But the way that we handle those situations and the way that we're able to come back in and then rejoice for life and truly feel alive and feel in tune again, that's the foundation. That's what we have with this life, and that's what we're building with this life. No, yes, Cindy, exactly. This is our rock. This is our foundation. This is what everybody should have as a foundation. Again, why it's my mission to do so, to remind people of who they are and what they have and what they can cultivate, because it is cultivation. It is a choice. It is about showing up and activating it in your body. Okay. So that's really what I have for today. Again, know that I'm here for you. Please do create your own post with questions and experiences about any of the codes, right? You can, like, it doesn't matter if we haven't talked, because there's like 60, 65 codes now. So, of course, we can't talk about them all the time. You know, maybe I'll do, that's another thing. I'm going to put up a poll and ask if you guys want this. Because one of the things that I was thinking is, like, at the beginning of the month, I should, like, tap into the energy and the collective and, like, pull a random, right, code from the library and, like, say, hey, I think this can really benefit people this month, and, like, do we want to have a discussion thread about it? Because there's so many in there, right? So, like, we'd only do 12 if we did that once a month in the whole year, and then there's another 5 years worth of code. So let me know if that sounds exciting to you guys that are on, and I'll create a poll about that too. But yes, just know that you can ask questions and share your experiences, again, literally on any code. But yes, especially this one too. Okay. So much Buddha peace to all of you, because, like, literally we just got blessed with Buddha peace, and I always send peace and love, but today it's Buddha peace coming to your hearts, to your souls, to your dreams, and to everything in your life. I will see you soon. Bye. Oh wait, Lisa commented, and I'm seeing it. I saw a spinning cotton candy colored blue and pink rose. I love that. Spinning and spinning and spinning. And then all of a sudden there was a boomerang like rainbow effect above it. Yes, with the Buddha energy. I am struggling with letting some toxic things go. That shit's hard to let it go. May I share the toxin thing for you, because even there's a reason why I think I brought that up, right? So when we think of toxins, like a lot of times it's, obviously we think of things in our body, but it's energetically, it's the same thing when we are in toxic ways and in with toxic people. So I know they're toxic and not serving me, but there's still a lot of anger and resistance, I guess, about having to change and really eliminate these toxic things, people, situations from my life. So it's huge, especially when it's people. Yeah, you know what, honestly, and maybe that, so again, it's just like the whole head is so warm, and I know it's not just because it's 90 degrees. There was big activations in this. So what's coming through is know that you can do big things, and it's always going to feel, there is like a type of resistant energy when we completely are changing our lives. Because even if we have, even if the things that we are in and involved with, again, especially people, places, but also things that we're doing to ourselves, even if they're toxic, they were still our life. They're still what vibrationally what we're used to. And so that's the trade-off. We now have to choose to vibrationally raise and be on a different bandwidth. And a lot of times, again, especially I'm just going to go on the people, it's not even just a you resistance, it's that you're feeding off of resistance from them as well. You're getting the literal feedback, the energy feedback that they don't like that you are changing bandwidths. And that's just what we have to keep doing for us. It's, do we want to lower our vibrations and stay in these situations? Or are we going to do the big things? Because you can do the big things, and you can start over, and you can create a completely different life for yourself by choosing harmonically. So I would dare say definitely keep this in your repertoire, because I feel there's going to be like more rage, anger, resistance that wants to clear out, so that you can tune into when you're deciding to leave and to truly just kind of cut off. Because the toxic things, when it comes down to it, when we really make the big choice, it's like, this is the date and then that's it, right? Like I need to just take the Band-Aid off, so I'm not in it at all anymore. Make your plans, do the smart things, and then bop. To get into that alignment, right? To feel where your next step is. Like if, let's say this is a house move, right? You can literally go around to different apartment buildings and see what you feel like vibrationally when you're standing in front of them. Things like that, just really, this is a key thing to actually, when we're choosing anything, how do you actually feel inside when you're visioning the new? So many times when we're trying to make changes, we are staying in the vibration of what we're in. We just keep thinking about the things that's not working and the toxic things and the bad things. And all we're doing is creating and solidifying that reality. So what you want to do, Lisa, and anybody else, of course, because this is actually just big wisdom, is keep yourself as much as you can, for the most part of the time, in the visions and in the vibrations of the new. What it will feel like to be healthier, to be in a stable, not just a stable, stable, to be in a loving, fulfilling relationship. To be in a place, in an environment, because sometimes this is why I'm bringing up the buildings too. Sometimes just buildings are toxic. Literally, the energy, the vibration sharing through the walls is no good. So maybe it is a whole nother placement, new relationship, new building. All of that, new friends, man. If it's friends that are not serving us, but it's also our own toxic thoughts. So what feels better? Where feels better? Creating the new vision and vibrational remedy in your body while, listening to codes like this. That's the new creation. That's literally creating the new earth paradigm in your own reality. So stop focusing so much on the toxicity and just keep, while again doing your DNA work, stating that I'm done with that, right? So like in these clearings, when we are releasing things like doubt and stuff, they're gone. They're dropping off. And I think I talked about this last time. One, there's different gradients of doubt. So that's what I talked about at the beginning. There's different versions. Remember, like, so the self-esteem with fear and lack, there's different versions. So those things do need to clear. But if you yourself cleared like doubt from you or something like that, but then go think and like go back into the imprint of how scary things are and how you're unsure and how you don't know if you should do this, you reinstall doubt into your body. It's probably not going to be as strong because it's going to be a new imprint, but you're still reinstalling it because you're choosing those thoughts. So this again is why the control of our thoughts and thoughts become thing is like my main teaching in all of my work. Because you have to be able to be aware of your thoughts and to control your thoughts and to know when you're going down the wrong spirals and to know that you just need to keep creating those better spirals. So like, for example, I was going through a rough situation with my daughter with her mental health and the pretty bad rough times, and so I would get in my own head about like if I reacted wrong, about I hate myself, I hate that I did this, all sorts of things, I hate this situation. And I'd say it because you can't fucking control your thoughts. You say it, you might think it for a second because it's so hard in the moment. And then you center, and then even with tears in your eyes, and then you correct. It's this situation doesn't feel good, right? Even that is a better. I don't hate myself, but I'm choosing to correct what I just did, right? I don't like this situation. I'm willing to feel better. That's another huge upcycle. I do not like this situation. I do not like feeling like this. I'm willing to feel better. I'm willing to let this go. I'm willing to feel better. That's actually a huge one for when you are thinking thoughts that feel so real in the moment. You can't just be like, I'm happy and all this is okay and it's going to be okay. Even if it is going to be okay, you can't tell yourself that in the middle of a fight or a blow up or something like that. But I am willing to feel better. I am willing to create an energy where these things don't keep repeating like they are or as much as they are. I am willing to seek outside help or other help so these things get easier. The I am willing is a huge upgrade when you're in downward spirals like toxic energy. So use that as well if you're having really rough thoughts about even getting out from where you are, right? We're not bypassing again. We're not making things up, but we are choosing our new direction. We are choosing our vibration. We are choosing our reality while, again, holding space for all the stuff that we're going through. So in the context of your comment, I really want you to own how beautiful like that energy. One, the blue and pink rose. The rose I had Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene. Kuan-Yin, a lot of the divine feminine is rose energy. The blue is very mystical. The pink, a lot of times actually is Lady Nada. I don't know if you work with Lady Nada or I would dare say at least look her up. There's a lot of beautiful love energy, self-love, especially with Lady Nada. She resonates with Venus energy, the divine feminine. But own like what you're doing and what you're creating and who you're choosing to be here in this moment, knowing you're worthy of choosing to let go of the toxicity, because it's what you used to know. It's not what you want to know anymore. It's not what you deserve. It's not who you are anymore. And it's not that it's going to be easy to break those ties, but you're willing to break the ties. You're willing to do the hard things. You're willing to do the big things. I'm willing to be better. Okay. I hope that helped. I'm sending you, again, so much love and so much Buddha peace. Definitely look up Lady Nada, though, because that is what's coming through for that she's probably sharing some deep feminine self-love energy with you as well. Okay. Love you. And, again, feel free to comment, create a post or anything like that if you want to go deeper into this, too. Okay. Bye.